The air smelled of mold and burnt dust. Lena hadn't seen daylight in 3 weeks. The last time she had stepped outside, it was only long enough to see the trucks arrive, the ones that brought in new recruits. Their faces blank, wrists zip-tied, escorted by men who called themselves security. They were told they had been hired for customer service work. They were told it was legitimate. And then the doors locked. Every night, the generators hummed beneath the floor. Every morning, the same training began. Scripts for investment advisors, charm building for romance clients, and drills on how to manipulate emotion through chat windows. The scam factory never slept. And somewhere beyond the wire, Lena's family still thought she was working abroad, chasing opportunity. She was now part of an empire of ghosts. "Your name is Emily now," said the instructor. He was a tall man with a polished accent, probably from Singapore or Hong Kong, hard to tell. He walked between rows of desks as if conducting an orchestra of despair. "You're from Los Angeles. You invest in crypto. Or warm. You're curious. And you want love." He smiled coldly. "Sell the dream." On her screen, a document labeled Pig Butchering Protocol version 3.2 glowed. It laid out every step. Create connection. Build trust. Introduce investment. Harvest. Disappear. Lena's fingers trembled as she typed her new identity into a dating app. Her English wasn't perfect, but it didn't matter. They had AI tools for that now. Messages began coming in within minutes. Lonely men. Crypto enthusiasts. People looking for kindness. "Hi, I'm Emma. I work in fintech. How about you?" That was all it took to start. Next to her, Arun had already begun his shift. His screen filled with photos stolen from Instagram. An endless parade of faces used to bait victims. He leaned toward her, whispering, "Don't type too fast. They watch your speed." She glanced up. The cameras above blinked red. The factory didn't just train scammers. It built perfect digital illusions. Arun had once been a teacher. He told her that in a whisper, afraid even of the shadows. He'd answered a Facebook ad for language tutors. When he arrived, they took his passport. The rest was silence and orders. "We're cattle to them," he said. Data-producing cattle. Lena had stopped crying weeks ago. Tears were currency here, they bought nothing. But tonight she felt something shift. Arun showed her a folded note he had hidden under the mattress. Gate 3. Delivery trucks every Thursday. He'd been mapping the guards' shifts, counting footsteps, watching patterns. "Maybe," he whispered, "we can get out." Outside, thunder cracked over the Mekong. The lights flickered, then steadied. In the corner of the dormitory, a girl sobbed quietly. Her hands were raw from typing. Lena stared up at the ceiling fan turning slowly, its blades thick with dust and resignation, and wondered what freedom still meant when the world had forgotten you. The factory's heart was the control room. Every scam ran through its servers. The messages, the crypto wallets, the transfers. Lena watched numbers appear on her dashboard. $4,000, $8,000, $12,000. Each amount represented someone's broken hope, a dream harvested and converted into tokens. She had stopped keeping track of names. It hurt less that way. But today something was different. Her current client, a man named Daniel Reeves from Ohio, didn't sound like the others. He asked real questions. He sent photos of his garden. He told her about his wife's death. For the first time since she was trapped, Lena hesitated before replying with a script. Then, Arun tapped her shoulder. He'd found something. Using an admin panel left open by mistake, he had traced the outbound crypto wallet. "It's Chinese-owned," he whispered. "All the scams, they're funneled to one exchange in Fujian. Billions, Lena. Billions." His voice shook. "This isn't just one company. It's an empire." She stared at the endless transactions scrolling by. Digital veins pulsing through the dark web, carrying the world's grief to a single source. They planned their escape like a whisper between heartbeats. The USB drive was Arun's masterpiece, a key that could expose everything. If we get it out, he said, people will see. The world will see. But first, they needed access to the main router near the basement. Only the technicians went there. And only during power failures. So Lena triggered one. She waited until the power grid overloaded during a shift change. The lights flickered. Sirens blared. They ran. Down corridors that smelled of metal and damp concrete. Past doors marked with codes and languages neither could read. In the basement, the air was cool and humming. Arun knelt beside the network rack, hands trembling as he inserted the drive. Progress bar, 14%, 31%, 78%. Then footsteps, a guard's voice. Who's down there? Lena froze. Arun pressed the drive into her palm. Run, he whispered. He stood up, turned toward the voice, and shouted in Thai. She went the other way. Gunshots cracked through the corridor. Power died. When the lights came back, Arun was gone. Lena ran until her lungs tore. The jungle around her came alive. Crickets, rain, distant engines. She didn't know where she was. Only that she was outside. Every step was agony. Every sound was a warning. She clutched the flash drive against her chest like a heartbeat. Somewhere in the distance, a truck engine roared. Headlights sliced through the mist. She stumbled onto the road, waving her arms. The truck braked, a local farmer hauling cassava. His eyes widened when he saw her. Help me, she begged. Please. He hesitated, then opened the door. Police, he asked. No police, she said quickly. They're part of it. He nodded silently and drove. Behind them, the compound faded into the trees. A ghost fortress swallowing its own smoke. The farmer had left her near the river, where smugglers and fishermen shared the same docks. Lena traded her shoes for a ride to Phnom Penh. She didn't sleep. Couldn't. By morning, she found a cyber cafe. Its computers were old, their fans loud, but the internet worked. She inserted the flash drive. Thousands of files opened. Spreadsheets, chat logs, transaction histories, employee rosters. Names of companies. Names of politicians. Names of victims. It was bigger than she imagined. Every message, every dollar, every broken promise had flowed through this empire. She compressed everything and began the upload. To journalists, NGOs, anyone she could find. Her hands shook as the progress bar inched forward. Then a shadow fell across her screen. Miss, a voice said softly. She turned. A man in plain clothes, calm eyes, stood behind her. He showed a badge. Interpol Cybercrime Division. How did you find me? She whispered. We didn't, he said. You found us. Weeks later, the raids began. Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, the Philippines. Dozens of compounds raided. Hundreds freed. The world called them cyber slaves. Governments called them trafficking victims. But Lena knew the truth. They were both victims and ghosts, trapped in wires that crossed the planet. Interpol said her data helped dismantle a billion-dollar empire. But no one mentioned Arun. His name wasn't on any rescue list. Sometimes she imagined he was still alive somewhere. Maybe teaching again, maybe gone. She stood at the edge of the river, watching the sun rise through the mist, and whispered to the water, "Thank you." Then she let the photograph drift away. The current carried it downriver, past ports, past cities, past the digital ghosts of a world that still believed in love through a screen.